Hello guys, welcome to the pilot episode of a format I've been planning to do for a while now, AMV analysis, where I take aspects from AMVs, discuss them and give you an example of an editor that utilizes them. Maybe I will make a quote-unquote episode 0, where I explain this in depth, but for now, let's jump into it. Today we will be looking at concepts. Now, we all know what concepts are. An idea, a theory about a particular subject. If you are into AMVs, you probably already know how this looks when it's realized. But why should you utilize concepts? How could you come up with new ideas? And what are concepts capable of looking like when done by a good editor? Well, the idea is simple. For very short AMVs, or betas as we usually call them, while obviously making them a tad more interesting, where I see the power of concepts shine through is in longer AMVs, in fulls. It's very hard to keep someone glued to the screen for a longer period of time, even if it's just 2 or 3 minutes. But in other media, say films, people sit down hours watching them. Now what about YouTube videos? Video series like Worth It have millions of views and yet there is no storyline. The channel BuzzFeed doesn't have that big of a loyal fan base. While memorable, after a while the main protagonists of the show aren't what's originally making the people watch more of these. It's solely the concept of people kind of testing food at 3 different price points. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but these are the 2 easiest methods, which can also be combined, to make any kind of video or film worthwhile to watch and memorable. Stories and concepts. And these techniques can be easily adapted in the realm of AMV making.
All those moments will be lost in time.
So with the question why out of the way, another one comes up. How? To understand this, I think it's important to look at what other people make in terms of concepts, to get a grip on what can be done. Enter Gorz. Now Gorz is an AMV editor that has been with us for around 7 years. While he doesn't have that many AMVs, they all are very high in quality and appreciated by the community. A spoof of a fragrance company's advertisement. This video here, where time has the leading role.
People hope and pray, while others throw away their dreams for ordinary.
Or a mostly black and white, almost comic styled video with K-pop in the background.
Wow, fantastic, baby.
Dance. I wanna dance, 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 dance.
Fantastic.
While the interesting concepts he presents in his videos aren't by any means his only selling point, they are almost always present and keep the videos memorable and interesting. But the most known and renowned work of his is probably this here. The video Fracture has been seen over 3 million times. It has won the AcrossCon, one of the largest contests worldwide, in 2013. 4 minutes of random objects flying around anime people. Boom. Yes, undoubtedly his technical skills are undeniable. There was a little neat story to it, many details, it is just nice to watch. But what makes it so memorable, as ridiculous as it sounds, is the random objects flying through the air. So there you have it, an editor that makes great AMVs, heavily relying on the concept of concepts, but what do you make of it? Back to the question we had before. How? Well, I didn't pick these videos for nothing. They perfectly portray the 4 methods I personally see the most in AMVs on what they are linked to. The first video, 1 million, a parody or tribute to some original. This can be a film, a celebrity or an advertisement. The options are limitless. The second video, Stop the Clocks. In the background of the song you can always hear the ticking clocks. This is the most common inspiration I see. You are editing with a song, so why not come up with something that aligns to the lyrics? The third video, Gets By. This mostly black and white video is something you also see a lot. Playing with the colors. Come up with a scheme. Link it to one of the previous possibilities like the song if it's about anything related to colors. And lastly, the final video, Fracture. This one is what I will call unique ideas. To some things there just is no guide. It's just some crazy things you come up with yourself. These are obviously the hardest to do because you need to have lots of creativity, seeing that the format AMV is very old and bringing in something new is just not possible for every single one of these thousands of editors. But if you have a crazy idea, keep at it. Random objects flying through the air. That's just crazy. It's what someone would say before seeing it. But Gorz went through with his idea and it worked perfectly. So maybe try planting a concept in one of your next videos and you will see it is both fun to do and makes for a great addition to your AMV. So with that out of the way, we are at the end of the video. Please tell me what you thought of this pilot episode in the comments down below. Keep the criticism constructive and I will try my best to change for the better in future episodes if this format stays up. Until then, adios, amigos.